Hello everyone, my name is Dadi Sai today and I'm the creator of NEXUS-MIND. NEXUS-MIND is not just a platform or a chatbot or a translator. It's a cognitive mobility engine designed to help the human move, work and collaborate across the borders without losing their identity. And coming to the problem statement, today the global mobility is broken, not because of the lack of talent, but because of the system doesn't understand the human. People are facing the language and cultural barriers, resume and identity mismatch, trust gap across the countries, and a credential bias, confusing visa and compliance systems. Every existing tool enforces the human to adapt to the system. Translation loses the meaning. Resumes flattened identity. Trust depends not on the document. But the real problem is the human intent, the identity, and the trust do not travel well across the borders. And coming to our architecture, we are introducing a six-level core architecture, which is called the Nexus Mind. Mind solves this by reducing the cognitive ability intelligence. Instead of treating people as static profiles, Nexus Mind models them into the evolving cognitive states. And at this core is a six-layer cognitive architecture called NCA1. Let me explain it briefly. We're coming to the first layer, the human perception layer, which understands who the human is, not just what they type, but it creates a human intent graph or the HIG. And coming to the layer 2, the intent cognition layer, where it maps the intent into the mobility context and produces a mobility cognitive state or MCS. And coming to the core innovation of this cognition layer, that is the context exchange layer CXL, which transforms the identity without losing the meaning and generates a context adaptive identity. And coming to the layer 4, the trust intelligence layer TIL, which creates the explainable trust vectors based on the cognitive consistency, not just the certificates. And coming to the layer 5, the action enablement layer AEL, which turns the cognition into real world actions. Last but not the least, the layer 6, the cognitive evolution loop, which learns from the outcomes and builds the cognitive mobility memory. This is not just the logical UI, but these are the new computational primitives. Let us walk through the features in detail. Coming to our first feature, the universal cognitive profile generator, where the user is going to upload their experience or they resume their goals and their constraints, and where instead of generating a resume, the Nexus Mind is going to generate and build a cognitive identity using HIG and MCS. This is not just a document, but this is a live intent model. And coming to the feature number 2, where the identity decomposition, where the user selects their country and their current profile and the target job, where the context exchange layer adapts the language, tone, format, and the norms while preventing the skills, experience, and the truth. Same as a human, but a different cognitive projection. Zero falsification. Coming to the feature number 3, the AI trust without credentials, the trust engine. The trust intelligence layer analyzes the professional profile of the portfolio and the work examples and the clients to verify, where we can verify their skill consistency, profile alignment, and the growth strategy. It generates an explainable trust vector, which is fully transparent. The truth emerges from the cognition, but not from specific authority. Coming to feature number 4, the Borderless collaboration primer. For the global teams, the Nexus Mind prepares a human for humans. It suggests the communication style, culture expectations, and the conflict resolution norms, where the AI is not going to replace the collaboration, but it is going to prepare how people to interact with the people. Again, the culture maps mainly. Last but not the least, the cognitive visa and the compliance assistance, where the questions based on the nationality, destination, country, purpose of the travel, and indentation, the duration. Based on these information, the system explains how it applies, what applies, how it does not go well, and how to prepare for the next, what is the category assessment, and what all the compliance guidance will be given. But we are given a perfect disclaimer that this is just a tool, this is not a legal advice, it's just a cognitive readiness, the guidance. To technology and AI usage, where the Nexus Mind is entirely built with the Gemini Flash 2.5, not as a chatbot but as a structured cognitive engine, where the Gemini is used for the indent graph extraction, state-based reasoning, and the invariant preserving the transformations, explainable trust analysis. All the outputs are structured, validated, and explainable. And coming to the end, the Nexus Mind is not artificial general intelligence. We are not going to claim to be it, but it is a domain-specific cognitive system designed to extend the human intelligence across the borders. Because the future of global mobility is not about moving faster, but all about being understood everywhere, everything, anytime. Thank you so much. Signing off.